So here we are in our next area, and I call this the brush because it's like, well, scrubland, isn't it really? And you walk through it on these sort of little bridges. It must have taken ages to build, it has to be said. The ground, obviously, at the moment it's alright, but it's usually quite soggy. And we come out into a sort of area where the trees have pulled back and gone up the side, and now this is the shape of things to come for this district, really. We're walking at the bottom of the ravine, but we're sort of in a clearing next to the river. You can see here again it's very overgrown. I'm quite surprised actually. Usually the gorge is quite well maintained because this is the main path. But there we are. I think what hasn't helped is the weather. You know, we might complain about the weather, but it's been perfect for plants. It's been warm, nobody's denying that, although it hasn't been hot. It's been warm, mild, and the thing we complain about is the rain, but the more rain and the more warmth you give these things, particularly the bracken, which, you know, is associated with tropical climes, probably where it originated, but it's now a global phenomenon, really, able to grow in any condition. Okay, not the Arctic, but you get the idea. And those will, of course, thrive in subtropical conditions, which is sort of what we've had actually this year, this summer. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's this sort of mud and water and it's not nice. It's not nice at all. And it was sort of skirting around one of the areas like this, around the sort of basin that I slipped and fell in. I have to be a bit careful because I don't want a repeat of that. Anyway, so this is the brush. It's always a welcome sight when the brush gives way to this. Now I'm actually going to walk around this tree because it's a little bit muddy on that way. Whoops. Nearly fell again then. There we are. I was going to say I was trying to avoid that mud and nearly ended up slipping off down that cliff. Part of the problem is my shoes. These are my old work shoes that I am now running into the ground. So they are sort of not really very suitable for this kind of walking. Anyway, the brush gives way now to this, which is just shows you how far the trees have moved back. All the way down there, you see. And we're heading now towards an area I call the beaches, which basically is exactly what it sounds like. Along this side of the river, you get sandy beaches, and that is where I'm going to stop for a sup. Maybe a little read. Now, etc, etc. If I don't manage to fall over again before I get there. So here we are at the beaches. Isn't it lovely? Little rapids. So what's going to happen to that when it gets to the rapids? Bloop, there we are. I'm still at the beaches, having had my sup. I really like this actually, because it's so peaceful and quiet. The only disturbance is the occasional dog walker. That's it. It's a lovely spot to have my lunch, or a snack, or whatever you'd like to call it, I suppose. Incidentally, I usually come to the gorge alone, but I have been with my parents, and I took them no further than the beaches, this area here. There's only one other person on the whole planet who has accompanied me further, and that was a confidant of mine who was actually confidant during my annus horribilis. So it's a person that I owe a great deal to, and it was during the annus horribilis, in fact, that I bought him, and I took him, Martin Brown, all the way to Sanctum, which I've already done a video on of several years ago, so that's already on the playlist, if you care to check it out, of course. So yeah, I guess we continue in that direction.